Hi everyone, it's Amanda from Fiction Fairy, and this is my first IMM post. I got a lot of really great books in this week that I wanted to share with you. All the books I'll be showing you are from the Hatchet Group. The Hatchet Group has been really great to me, and they've given me a ton of books to review, so I'm really excited about sharing them with you guys. The first book I have is called Reality Check, and it's by Jen Calamita. And I really love this cover because it's like 4 Bratz dolls on the front of it. And basically what the book is about is it's about 4 high school best friends who are chosen to be in a reality show. And it kind of takes you through what happens with that as far as how it changes the dynamic of their friendships, them going to college, their relationships, their family, lifestyle, all those things. I really like it thus far because it kind of takes you through what a reality TV show would be like. There's so many of them on TV nowadays that you see friendships made and broken, lives made and broken, and it always seems like it's this glamorous life, but it's proving to be less than in Reality Check. So I'm really excited about continuing that book on, finishing it, and then posting my review on it. The next book I have for review is called The Mockingbirds, and that is by Daisy Whitney. And this is also a beautiful cover. And what happens is this book is that there is a girl who is date raped, and she's not sure if she should tell somebody that she's date raped and hope that someone helps her, or if she should enlist the help of the secret society called the Mockingbirds at school. And the secret society basically just rights the wrongs of everything that happens in her school. So I'm really interested to read this book and see what happens as far as the girl goes, because it is such a strong topic, and see, does she become stronger, is she able to get help, and somehow, I hope that the wrong that was done to her, which is a date rape, is able to be made right as best as possible, whether it's through the group or through her standing up for herself and just saying, this is wrong, and really going after, the person who did this to her. So I'm really excited about reading that book, and I cannot wait to get into it. The next book I have for review is called The Huntress by Melinda Lowe. Let's look at here. And I absolutely love the cover of that book also. It kind of reminds me of Milan. I don't know if you guys remember that movie from a couple years back with Disney. In the sense that there's a lot of Asian influences. It's 2 17-year-old girls who are sent off to save their world. And they encounter fairies, they have to deal with the relationship with each other, the relationship with the people that they meet along the way, falling in love. And at the end of the day, they were both sent out to save the world, but only one can become the Huntress. And if you've ever had any type of competition with your friend or done something with your friend, and at the end of the day only one of you can make it, it makes for kind of a trying friendship in which one of you makes it. And that's where the interesting part, I think, of the story is that how do they determine who becomes the Huntress, and what happens to these relationships that they've built as they were trying to fight together to save the world, to know in the end there can only be one. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading that book. The Huntress is a prequel to Melinda Lowe's Ash. Now, Ash I did not read, and sometimes that can be a good or a bad thing depending upon how the prequel is actually written. So I'm hoping not reading Ash doesn't hinder me in any way, but I'll definitely let you guys know in the review whether or not I should have read Ash first. If you guys have any comments on whether or not I should read Ash first, that would be excellent, to kind of let me know before I dive into the book. So, the next book I have is Jane, and Jane is by April Linder. And Jane has a beautiful cover, and I absolutely love that it's written in pink because I love pink, and it's very simplistic, kind of depressing. Jane is a retelling of Jane Eyre. Now, I did go on Goodreads, and I read a couple of reviews about it, and they all seem to say that if you read Jane Eyre, that you weren't really into Jane. Now, I've never read Jane Eyre, so I don't have any preconceived notions of what this retelling should be like, so hopefully that works a little bit to my advantage. With any retelling, of course, they take a bulk of the original story, and then they add or take away something to the new story, hence the term retelling. So it's all about what they add and take away from the original story that really determines whether or not people are going to like it. So I'm looking forward to getting into that book and seeing what Jane is all about, and hopefully that will inspire me to read Jane or I and compare the differences. The next book I have is Fixing Delilah by Sarah Aqua, and I have seen this book on so many blog sites, and I'm definitely into reading it. It's got nothing but rave reviews on Goodreads, everybody's blog who's reviewed it. I'm really excited for it. I'm really glad that I got it in. And from what I get is that it's about a girl in kind of like a family dynamic situation. That interests me because whether you're young or old, everybody has rough times with their parents, their siblings, parents getting divorced, how it affects you. And I'm really interested in seeing what happens with this girl in this book, because if you notice on the cover, the paper dolls, that second paper doll, which is supposed to be her, is ripped apart and then put back together with tape. So I want to see what it is in her world that rips her apart, and then how she's able to fix herself again. So I'm interested in that book. I think it's a really unique plot line. I can't wait to read it. The last book I have for review is called 13 Treasures by Michelle Harrison. And I love this cover because it's shiny. I don't know if you can see it reflects. And it kind of reminds me of a kid in a candy store and a graveyard all at the same time. Kind of a little creepy, kind of a little fun. So I did not know anything about 13 Treasures before I got it. I've never seen it reviewed on a blog, so I don't even have anything to go off of. But what I get from the jacket cover is that it's about a girl who's introduced to the fairy world. She begins to see fairies, and we're not talking your Tinkerbell type. We're talking your push you over, bite your ankles, big pointy ear type fairies, and how she is able to cope with seeing them and being able to be in their world. Now, it kind of reminds me of the Iron Fae series by Julie Kagawa, which I absolutely adored, but I can't tell for certain if she's going to the fairy realm to find somebody, save somebody, fix something, or if it's just her dealing with being able to see them when everybody else around her can't. Clearly she can't tell adults that she sees fairies, because believe me, if she tells an adult that she sees fairies, she's going to have a first class grade A ticket to the nearest psych ward. And I don't think she wants that. So I'm really interested to see how that story unfolds. Those are all the books I have for review this week. Hopefully I will have the reviews posted up on my blog within the next month. If you guys have read these books and have any takes on them without giving away the plot, I would be interested in hearing those. If you want to see any of my other reviews that I've done, my blog is www.thefictionfairy.com. Especially, I just got done reading the book Delirium, and I'm absolutely in love with that book, so I just did that review. If anybody else has read Delirium and you want to leave what your take on it was, that would be wonderful. Come over to my blog, drop me a line, let me know how you liked it. And that's the end of my IMM post. I can't wait to see what you guys got in your mailbox. See you next week.